This video is brought to you by CoolstuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, the music isn't stopping. Anyway, Pain and Agony, Dimir Controlly mid-range. We've got the adventure creatures, Atreus, Ashiok, and everybody's favorite blast from the past who is terrible in a mono-red meta, but we're playing it anyway, Thief of Sanity. We're going to have to keep a running tally of how many times this gets shocked or stomped by mono-red, and then enter the God Eternals to try to get some payback when Thief dies and gain some life, as this card is a hell of a haymaker against that deck. Then we've got Agonizing Remorse and Thought Erasure to take their best cards and clear the way for the Thief. We've got Thassa's Intervention to maybe counter something, find the right cards, Erebos' Intervention to gain a bunch of life and kill things, and Cling to Dust, which is an escape card. I think a deck that's not using its graveyard in any other way, especially one with ways to fill it, like Enter the God Eternals, should run one escape card, just somewhere in the deck to give it a little bit of advantage. And this is the one that I like. You can draw a card if you exile something that's not a creature. If you exile a creature, you can gain life. A little bit of long-term advantage. Some of you are going to love this strategy, some of you are going to hate it, but we're all going to dive in and let this nonsense begin. Kalamor. What? Fine. I can't say my colors are going to go bad. We just don't have a play till turn 3. Don't you dare wear the Jace hood and then mono red me. Okay. I will accept Dimir. Or, yes, I will only accept Dimir. What I meant is Rakdos. Revels. Revels does what? Discard a Bedevil. Okay. Up against something funky. I'll allow it. So, 2 interventions, 2 murderous riders. We are fun policing the hell out of this game. We take the damage, and we use the murderous rider on end step if there isn't a better target or nothing that we had to counter. Because the 2/2 on its own isn't that scary. So, discard Agent of Treachery. This is now going to draw 2 cards in a mass 1. I think that's a really good counterspell target. Just because on its own it's a 2-for-1, and that doesn't even count the amass creature. So we just prevent that, and it looks like our opponent is on Grixis Reanimator, which, ouch. Probably big ouch coming out of Agent of Treachery stealing the land. We have to watch out for that. Once again, take the damage, hold up the counter magic. And they're passing the turn, so let's swiftly end the Reveler. That way the Blood for Bones doesn't have anything to sacrifice if the opponent's using that. Ashiok. If we tap out to play this, we could definitely get agented. Think better to pay the 2 life and say go. We have a lot of instant speed options. Thassa's Intervention, Brazen Borrower. Yep, the opponent looks like they don't hold back on these things. Or do they? Tempting to play an intervention. If our top 4 cards, we get to look at 3 and then we have our draw step, include a hand attack, like a way to attack the hand, we're in a good position. But at the same time, I could just be patient and wait for it. I could also run out the Borrower. What I don't like about that is what I might have to do after I counter the first reanimation spell, is I might have to play Ashiok to be a juicy target for Agent of Treachery. Agent would steal the Ashiok, then I would Brazen Borrower to return the Ashiok to my own hand, which is better than them stealing my lands, which I can't target with Borrower. So we're going to sit, that's a lot of talk to say that we're going to sit here and do nothing. And we're going to do it again, because, yeah, I don't want to break this parity situation, tap out, put a trees down, and get wrecked. And the opponent is into this. We're going to stare at each other. I think staring at each other is better for me. So let's keep doing it. Now that I have 6 mana, I could play the Murderous Rider just to do something. The opponent still probably wouldn't be able to resolve this around the intervention, so let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yep, be devil. Goodbye, Murderous Rider. To the bottom with you. By the way, we run a lot of Fabled Passage because I play long games, and a lot of Murderous Riders end up on the bottom of my library. So sacrificing Fabled Passage shuffles them back in. It's totally worth it. Not at all a narrow situation. Now we can flash in a Borrower now that we have an extra. Although the opponent will probably have removal for that as well. Still a possibility. Alright, I'll allow it. They discarded a Ritual Soot. They get 2 cards now. They find their land drop. Cavalier of Flame. Straight up. No lands in the graveyard. Go ahead. Countering it means we won't be able to counter something that would bring back an Agent of Treachery later. Alright, discard some removal, draw some fresh cards. Feels nice. Now we will Murderous Rider. We could bounce this, let the opponent keep cycling their deck. It is an expensive use of mana. I like it. Plus we get full value out of this Borrower before playing it. Ooh, Thiefies. I really want some hand hate. I need to take away their reanimation spells or find out if they have more removal. If I play this and get Cry of the Canarium to Ritual Sooted, it would be really bad, but the opponent just discarded those. Do you think they have another? And we have a counter. I guess if they go for a Ritual Soot, we get them. We could get them. It also makes it awkward to play the Cavalier Flame again. No, we can't get them now. They have too much mana. It was a bad idea. Bond of Revival. Yeah, okay. So they're gonna steal the Thief. Right? Right. So then we'll Brazen Borrow it back to our hand. Down to 11, by the way. We gotta watch out for this Cavalier Flame. Yeah, the Thassa's Intervention wasn't a reliable counter in that spot, so that part of my calculus was terrible. But the Brazen Borrower that we saved, pretty clutch. Run it out again. We can make the opponent pay 4. So a Cry of the Canarium would really hurt us. I still think we need something on the board, though. And a little bit better pressure than 1 Borrower, because we're at 11, our opponent's at 15. This Thief demands. People just, they'll do whatever it takes to not get their sanity taken. That is fine. On its own, that doesn't stop me. Drakuseth is in the yard, baby. Love the Rakdos Reanimator deck. Still aren't any lands down here, but there's Bond of Revival. We can just Murderous Rider that, so let's not use our counter spell here. Opponent still has his Agent attack, and we're down to 7. The life total is definitely getting scary. This Thassa's Intervention we've saved for so long is going to probably do a key job here in a second. Yes, please. But not yet. We could play the Oracle. I think what I like most is playing the Rider. A little bit of lifelink to block with. Making the opponent pay 6 for a spell should be enough. Also, closing in on lethal. Flashing in Borrower could get there. Yeah, we can't be doing that. Don't have anything else to play, may as well pay up. Just to be sure. Math is too hard. Revels. Drops off. Draw. Okay. There's going to be a scary turn coming. We have a really low life total. There's a Cavalier Flame in our opponent's hand. And we draw the Thought Erasure, finally. All right. Oh, okay. Don't have a way to get to it easily. And we still could die to a Cavalier off the top, right? Can't block a ground creature anyway. Real possibility. Bond of Revival? I'll take the Thrill. So flashing this in to block a Drakuseth is an option, but if the opponent is able to make a hasty Drakuseth, I lose anyway, right? All the bonds are gone, so that's not going to happen. All the bonds are gone. If that's the case, then the main thing I'm afraid of is a Cavalier off the top, so more blockers is important. So let's Ashiok. And make a 2/3.
All your fears are given form.
Draw the Intervention, that should lock it up. Attack for 5. Ugh, that game was scary. We're fighting green 1. So are they playing green? We have 3 removal spells that can start as early as turn 2 if they play something like a Pelt Collector. We're on the draw though, so that's not very reliable. Still think we can keep it. I don't know. I'd feel so much better if there was some hand hate here. Just a turn 2 discard effect. We have a Temple to try to scry to it. Yeah, we should play this. We should play this. Green 1, if you play mono red, I'll be so disappointed in you. Fires? No hand hate is really bad against fires. 3 to the bottom. Ugh, another God Eternals is really bad against fires. Ashiok, you gotta go. I need to draw the hand hate cards. Those are the only things that are really useful here. Once fires happens, fires happened. And that's the end. At least we have something to kill the Sphinx. That's the good news. Here comes Teferi. It always is Teferi. Don't get it twisted. That's just happening. We'll probably Murderous Rider it. So the opponent's going to draw. I think they know that we have to spot removal it. It's a pretty heads up play. Stick a spear in it. So no fires. Just one time. One time don't fires. I bet our opponent never plays green. I bet it was a bluff all along. Next turn we'll at least be able to enter the God Eternals on that, but we're falling behind. It's not good. And we're giving the opponent the scry. To the top, it's fires. Might be a Cavalier of Gales. They're both terrible for us. To be clear. Oh. Huh. Seems like a bit of an overreaction to a Murderous Rider. If you miss a land, I'm a happy guy. Nope. Agonizing Remorse. Weird timing. Yeah, let's deny any more scries. And we target ourselves because we have a Cling to Dust in the deck. And let's see what our opponent does now. Is this the turn they get to do fires? Ooh, are we getting double Bone Crushed? I like it. Yeah, the opponent clearly doesn't have a Fires of Invention yet. So this Agonizing Remorse, we're just trying to hit a Cavalier, I guess. Boom. Got it. Nice. Alright. So our opponent's going to play a Bone Crusher Giant. Do we want to use an Erebos' intervention on it? I don't think so. I think we're plenty happy to use Enter the God Eternals. So, alright. We've drawn too many land, but we're hanging in here. Gross. Hate you so much. Now let's see if the opponent draws a card with it this time, or if they just bounce their Bone Crusher. Okay. They drew a card. That's going to cost them because this Enter the God Eternals. Yeah. If they could have bounced that creature, and after having seen Enter the God Eternals, you might have wanted to wait. And we also have this Ashiok, but I still think this is the play. Filling up the graveyard with our Thieves of Sanity. Oops. Storm's Wrath, kill your own Teferi. Yeah, okay. I also could have done it at instant speed. Maybe Storm's Wrath is the new kid on their block. So do we run out the Ashiok when our opponent has a Bone Crusher Giant and a Deafening Clarion? Think so. Think we gotta get this party started. They have another Bone Crusher Giant. I think that's the only thing that would be holding their priority right here. Alright, Ashiok. Pull me out of this. They didn't stomp the Ashiok. Wonder how they plan to kill it. Cavalier. Okay. They get this draw 3, put 2 back. I might be exiling that. I might just be bouncing that with Ashiok. Let's see. Or I might be intervening it. We'll see what we draw, but interesting. Definitely interesting. Remorse. You think they were smart enough to hide a good card on top? Let's get in there. Sphinx. Teferi. So we could have Ashiok bounced the Cavalier to do this. I don't really like that. In case they have something on top, I'm going to Erebos' Intervention, the Cavalier. So what do I want to leave my opponent with? I guess leaving them with the Sphinx is fine. We can bounce it with Ashiok. Let's take away the Teferi. Might as well go for the full 6. Two to the bottom. That's what you like to see. I expect my opponent will... we got a Fires. I expect my opponent will want to Clarion this. They need another land to play Sphinx and Clarion. They can play Bone Crusher and Clarion. But we've got some good exiled stuff. So if we get to Ultimate Ashiok here, we get Bone Crusher Giant, Cavalier Flame, and Teferi. We could also attack first if we wanted more options. I think I like that. Especially since there's a Bone Crusher Giant, we might stomp our opponent's Sphinx. 2 lands. Another Cavalier Flame. Okay. Remember, we don't have red mana to give Cavalier Flame haste, so it doesn't matter if we do this before combat. The opponent takes it. Okay, well... So we'll Ashiok, we'll go get Teferi, we'll go get Banishing Light, and we'll go get a Cavalier Flame. I think 2 Cavaliers of Flame is a bit much. We'll submit 0, we'll take out their Sphinx, and we'll plus our Teferi so we get to Thought Erasure their draw step and keep them from top decking something to get them back in the game.
Might be a bad idea.
You remember this game. We thought Erasure Teferi. We can even do it when we're not Esper. Ooh. They actually have 2 important cards here, but Kenrith has to survive the turn. Cavalier Flame can wheel right now, so we'd pick the Cavalier Flame. Kenrith could come down and give Trample Haste, but we could block it with this Cavalier Flame and the opponent would just be down their 2 threats. And then we have to remove Kenrith by the next turn, but we have to Fairy to bounce it. Could also bounce the Banishing Light, but that would go to their hand. I feel like Kenrith is the better card, so if I thought it through, I think I would take the Kenrith. Black mana, Thought Erase, Thief of Sanity, win. We're on the draw. Our opponent plays red, we're dead. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Hello indeed. I guess I want double blue because of the intervention. And your card is a Birth, okay. I will tear your hand to pieces. No doom foretold. Okay, Dance of the Man's not a threat yet. Birth, Elspeth Conquers Death, Treacherous Blessing, Golden Egg. Let's take the Blessing. The Blessing. We could also take the Elspeth Conquers Death, but I think my plan is going to be to counter that with Thassa's Intervention. So let's take the draw 3, and we can bin you. I like Brazen Borrower against Doom Foretold, but here I need to hit my lands. Alright, so our opponent has Golden Egg. They're going to get 3 draws. No, they're not going to play it. But they're going to get a number of draws to try to hit some kind of removal for this Thief of Sanity. Doom Foretold being probably the worst. But we're going to make them do it. Coming for your cards. I'm coming for them. No! Scumbag. I should, if I had kept the Borrower, I could have flashed it in here. I messed up. You scum. So if we play the Atreus and the opponent plays the Elspeth Conquers Death, that's gone. I think we just wait now, unfortunately. Probably end up discarding and enter the God Eternals or a Murderous Rider. I guess Murderous Rider isn't great against my opponent. So now we need to find a solution to Dance of the Manse. And we gotta try to make their Elspeth Conquers Death awkward. At least make it so it doesn't get back anything too good. So yeah, well, Thassa's Intervention on end step. Look for some hand hate. Land isn't bad either. Keep on top. No hand hate. Come on now. We needs it. You can go. I think I really like keeping these, partially because they're tokens. Don't target the opponent though. We don't want their graveyard to be full of juice for Dance of the Manse. And there goes the hand hate. I feel bad. You only need 1 untapped land for a really good dance too. Wow. Alright, they're just splashing everything off Golden Egg. They're just gonna play 5 color. Love it. Love the brazenness. Fling to dust. Can start exiling some stuff from their graveyard. If they go for the dance, it's a pretty good play. I mean, it's not great. It's just a play. So let's swiftly end Vraska over here. And say go. We can at least exile the Doom Foretold or the Treacherous Blessing. Whatever we hate the most. The opponent might be trying to hold on to this, though, for the last possible moment. Okay. I think getting rid of the Doom Foretold is the top target, and then the Treacherous Blessing is number 2. As long as we hold up 4 mana, we'll get to do both. So we'll have 2 extra mana. I think what we'll do is just this. It might draw out the Elspeth who conquers death, making the Atrice better. But we have Cling open to get rid of Treacherous Blessing. It's something. We also might be able to tempt the opponent into playing Elspeth Conquers Death instead of Dance of the Manse, giving me just a little bit more time. And they do. We're trying to buy time to find a way to remove this thing. That's the whole plan. That's all I got. That's all I've got in this life. You gonna read Cling to Dust now? Alright. Get rid of your blessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Brazen Borrower. Enter the God Eternals. So next turn, these are going to cost more. So is Petty Theft. I feel like I should just keep clinging and get rid of all the card advantage the opponent could get with Dance of the Manse. We're going to do that anyway. Let's do it now. We might draw an untapped land, which makes playing a trees the better play. Alright, we cut that graveyard way down. But we made their Dance of the Manse a lot worse. There's a thief. Alright. Well. Intervention. I guess that's pretty good if the opponent tries to hold off on Dance of the Manse. Make the opponent kill this. They probably have Oath of Kaya or something. Rude. Hold on, though. So we can bounce the Doom Foretold, make them play it again. And we can flash in Borrower and sacrifice it. That's 5 mana. Then we'd have 2 mana left over. Not particularly great. Oh, also the Petty Theft is costing extra because of Elspeth, so that's not good. But yeah, we'll just do this. Alright, Thief, help me. Give me something to pitch to this Doom Foretold. It's also risky. Any enchantments we see here we put in the opponent's graveyard. As Wrath, Birth. I guess we can pitch it. We're not gonna find a Plains with it. That's for sure. We could have taken the Wrath, but I don't want to give them something else to animate. Alright, now what? So we could play this. Plan to pitch it to the next Doom Foretold. It's not particularly great. I think the Atrice is better. The opponent's going to try to hold off on this Dance of the Manse until Elspeth Conquers Death is in the yard, I think. If they give me a land and a hand hate spell, I'm gonna laugh. Alright. Do I want 2 lands or do I want my face down card? I sort of need my lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9, 10. If the opponent dances the Manses, we can double enter the God Eternals. Let's choose this. I had a feeling it was something like an Ashiok. Usually is. So, the egg or the death? The egg. So right now you have fold an egg, birth, birth. The opponent gets back Vraska, which is frustrating. I wish I could have clinged to that in time, but oh well. I'm sure Vraska will minus. Oh? Oh, I guess we're dancing. Ouch. Exile Thief of Sanity. Go get basic planes. Draw a card. So nice. And they have the Vraska, which pretty sweet. I do like that they have something to get back that dies pretty consistently with the Elspeth Conqueror's Death. That and Teferi, I suppose, are their things that they get back. Not willing to give up a wall. Don't eat your land, though. Keep your land. Keep your land. You don't need these walls. Doom foretold. Feels bad. We have entered their endgame, and our hand isn't great. But we can double enter the God Eternals, so it could be worse. So this thing ticking up's a problem. Let's not do that. Don't really want you dead. "21 cards, and I've got an 8/8 that the opponent will certainly kill with the Vraska. I should have taken that Kaya's Wrath. I did a lot of things. I think I did a lot of things wrong. Leons. Why Leons? Why? Must do better. Must do better. Last game was an insult to Richard Garfield's memory and legacy. He's still alive. Just to be clear. Why can't I be on the play with this hand? It still might turn out good. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm so happy right now. Why can't I be on the play? Why can't I be on the play, you guys? What is this crap? Clinging to dust. I'm probably just playing that to draw a card. Alright, well. Let's see what happens. Second Thought Erasure. Always has to be the Second Thought Erasure. If they take the Cling to Dust, I'm happy with that. But what I don't want is to cast Cling to Dust, draw something juicy, and have them take that. Brazen Borrower. Alright, well, I'm going to exile the Thought Erasure to draw a card. I need that way more than the life. Land on land, huh? Alright. We've entered the Make 'em Have It part of the game, although I'm sure, with using Thought Erasures, that they're in a fine position. Yep. They didn't get to take my Atrice, though. Atrice is going to save me with card advantage. Yes. Yes, card advantage. Ooh, this must be Ashiok. I'll choose this, though. Perfectly happy with another 2-for-1. Oh. Wow. They must have Ashiok. Which is fine. Okay, now we play the game. Are you guys ready? So what can we show them that they would want? They would really want a Duress, even though it's not great against me. So if we show them a face-up Duress, I think they'll definitely take it. And then they don't get Covetous Urge, which I think is the stronger card. You want that Duress. You know you do. Oh, we got a next level gamer here. All-right. The good news is Thassa's Intervention is a pretty clean counter for an expensive 4-mana spell, so I'm not that bad off. All right. Tap land. Shock land. I'm not sure how I would use 5 mana this next turn cycle, so I'm going with the tap land. I don't see it. Keep another land on top. I think we'll find more as we go. I think we're slightly ahead. We're the first to attack. We have a few more cards in hand. Okay, they go just straight go for it. So we can all out counter this Covetous Urge. I think that's what we want to do. I think just letting this happen is a bit much. Like, if the opponent just takes the intervention, we're in a pretty bad place. Because then they have the counter spell. So we'll just shut down the Urge. I love that you have the guts to run this card, though. If you want a little bit less efficiency, but a lot more evil in your deck, feel free to add 1 Covetous Urge to the build. Yep. Okay. Mantris off the top. There are definitely a few ways I could use 6 mana this turn. So we want the untapped land. Definitely attacking. Do I deploy a Thief of Sanity? They have 2 cards. I think so. I think we keep them on their toes. Make them deal with the board. They would love to find a reason to sit back, draw some cards, and attack my hand. That is frustrating. I think they're going to bounce the Thief, but we'll just exile the Watery Grave and Murderous Rider. We might even not... I don't even know if we have to Murderous Rider here. The Atreus takes out the Ashiok. So I think I like doing this. We have to deal with it someday anyway. The trees can take the Ashiok down. We save our Murderous Riders. We play another Thief of Sanity. The opponent might have another Ashiok. Which was a good reason, by the way, to hold on to our Murderous Riders. If they do have another Ashiok, I'm exiling Thief of Sanity, though. We are in a blue-black mirror. This thing actually hitting is not likely. On second thought, since the Atreus is still just going to kill this Ashiok, we'll let this Murderous Rider go. We'll keep the pressure on. We're gonna hang on to this land for the next 3rd in a row Ashiok. Come on, Thief. Come on, Thief. Let's go, buddy. Not like this, chat. Not like this. Throw Magician here. Alright. Well, I could try to draw a Brazen Borrower first. Let's do it. Nope. Alright, Swift End. Fine. All that fell apart. All that effort. I put so much work into you, boy. Look how you repay me. So now the question is, how many agents do you have? Do you have a Thassa? Do you have some way to keep blinking this and steal everything I have forever? Nice. I mean, not nice. My hand is trash. Could be better. Temple. To the bottom. Good. That castle's scary. Ooh, hello. You're back. So if I attack with you, we'll get the double blocks. If I attack with both of you, we'll probably get double blocks here. Do I want this thing dead? It's hard to say because I don't know. I mean, if the opponent pulls a Thassa out of nowhere or a reanimation spell, like those are things that are pretty bad for me. At the same time, I could just wait because if I draw a removal spell for these, then I can start attacking again, which is good. So yeah, let's do it. Will the opponent draw the 3rd Ashiok off the top? If they do, we can Cling to Dust to have an extra card in our hand, so we'll play out our land. Yep. Down to 7. A card from Castle Lockplane. The Cry of the Canary. No! So, exile all creatures in all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn if a creature would die. I'm just trying to see if I have to do anything with this Cling to Dust. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. Good attack. Well done. See if we can make them pay for that. Trying to think of how they would get things back from the graveyard in their deck. I guess I'll take on their Ashioks. They have Covetous Urge, so exiling my graveyard is a pretty good move too, if they have more of them. Okay. Okay! The greedy play is to play the Atreus and hope to get the untapped land. That is the greedy play. I don't think I'm feeling that greedy. Wow, 4 spells. Doe. Let's get rid of their lifelinker. I still don't know if they have a way to abuse this, just having it on the board like a Tyrant Scorn or something. Yes! That's the other card you play around there is Duress. Although I didn't think of it at the time, it's a good reason to keep the Atreus in hand and play the spell. Brazen Borrower. Take it. Take out the 4/4. Ouch. Thought Erasure on empty. This is in the Adventure Zone. Alright. What we got? You can have these 2 lands or this 1 card. I'll take the 1. Boom. Now we have to dodge that Duress again. Do I attack for 2 life? May as well. It's more advantage to me than the opponent, and they're not going to attack me back. We've still got to Cling to Dust to draw an extra card here. Oh, Erasure. No! How dare you? How dare you top deck the Thought Erasure? 3 Duress. I see 3 Thought Erasures. You keep on top so they get to draw it right away. Something they want. They only have 3 life though. Whoa. That can't be the plan. Take out the good cards. Another Ashiok. Is that game? That's game. I know you want to see what's in their hand. I'm not going to show it to you. What are you talking about? Okay, they show us a ritual set. Yeah, they were dead anyway to the Menace because they can't block this. Yeah, they were just dead on board. Remorse, Erasure, Intervention, Rider. We're missing a black source, but it's a keeper. I'd like to be on the play now. I go first. Come on. Come on, client. Okay, that's bad. We don't have sweepers. And this hand doesn't have removal that it can cast. And we're against the blue-white flying scourge of the world. So I guess we lose. They're going to be way too efficient. We need Enter the God Eternals. We need it on time, and we need to take away our opponent's ways to make their creatures more powerful. So next turn they can play this Hallowed Fountain and flash this out. So we should take the Brazen Borrower. We have a Borrower of our own, that's pretty good. We can bounce something and block something. It's not garbage, like most of what we have here. Yeah, they're moving in. Did they draw Safara off the top? That would be funny. I use funny sarcastically. Alright, gain me that life, I'll need it. So now we brazen something, flash brazen in, trade with something, maybe Murderous Ride or something, staggering insight. Okay. We let that equip, I think so. No wait, there's that card that gives hexproof to a creature that's enchanted. So we'll do this now. They know how to not play around sweepers, which is right in this case. But I wish they didn't. Alright, Enter the God Eternals. Where art thou? Getting desperate over here. Borrow. Down to 9. Another one. This card can't be useful. They would have played it. Those gain lands flexing. So that's why we're not playing Agonizing Remorse. I just don't think this card matters. Alright, they draw that. Pretty good, but we'll rider it. Swift End, but now our life total's so low. It's very scary. Down to 5 off the top. If we run this out, it kind of offsets the life loss for a few turns, so it's that or hold up the intervention. I mean, we still can intervene for 2, but it would have to be a pretty expensive card. Too many lands, though. Like another Brazen Borrower would have been so nice. Okay. They don't play it. Ashiok. Can I has 2 life? Huh? Well, we can't have that now, can we? Alright, so I counter this. That takes 4. So, yep. Math. We go up to 4, we go down to 1. We go up to 3, we Ashiok something. We draw Hot Fire. Our opponent draws nil. Come on. Come on. Yes! And they play it out. Yes! Alright, these are about to become 5/5s. Let's pick on those. Playing out that land. You don't play out those lands against blue-black. Ashiok loves it when you do. Gain some life. Hang in there. Come on, CGB. Stay alive. When it goes face. Right? Pass. No! Have we blocked? Have we blocked? It doesn't matter. We're dead either way. They had to draw it. They had to draw it. It would have been dead too if I had held up the Brazen Borrower, because I could have only stopped 2 and they would have had 3. Dead by 1 life. Grumpy Croc. Demir's not good, everybody. It's fun. It's not good. Maybe we'll play the Reanimator someday, which might have a few more legs and a nobody cares, like, interaction is garbage meta. But, so bad. Sometimes you take a deck that isn't tier 1, not even close to tier 1 like this, and you just try to battle for those 4 wins. And that's where joy lies. And that's where we're at. We're at 3-2. We're trying to get that 4th win. And we have been on the draw every single game. So angry. So angry. And now we're playing Jun Food. This will be great. This will be great. This is fine. Everything about this is fine. Well, I sacrificed the first thingy. Let it be known. Right, another unplayable. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. The intervention's no good against the Goose, and with them on the play, like, we're not going to counter anything with this card. So we just have to run out Thief and hope it works. And the opponent didn't eat their food for Trail of Crumbs. Kind of shocked. They had untapped Goose, no Summoning Sickness, Trail of Crumbs food, and they didn't use it. Okay. That is a play. 4 gold would have been much more dangerous. And they tap their Goose to do it? Like, what are you going to sacrifice? Don't sacrifice your lands. You need those. Why does everybody think they have to sacrifice land to Bantu or to Vraska or whatever? Crazy people. Absolute mad lads. Okay. Give me something good. Yay. Alright, so we'll shock. Actually, we don't have to. Or we still should, right? Let's think. Our opponent can actually have a lot of mana. Yeah, let's pay 2 life here, so we have the intervention up. I was thinking I had to shock to play Rider, then I remembered I don't have to. I can pay mana of any color for this Rider. Then I remembered I was going to want this anyway. If I had that back to do again, I would just play one of these lands and not pay the 2 life. But we might need to counter something. If we don't need to counter something, I'll use the Murderous Rider on the Bantu, but not till end step. Second Trail. Diminishing returns on Trail. Trail's annoying, but I think we can let that go. What if I take out their Goose? I don't think so. I think they're going to want to block with that eventually anyway. Does this go to my opponent's Adventure Zone? I think it does, but oh well. That's the price we'll pay here. No, it won't, because they will sacrifice it to the oven. No, they won't! Next level. Next level strats. I thought for sure they'd sacrifice that for 2 food. They don't. I get the Murderous Rider. It's in my Adventure Zone. If you do, exile the spell. Okay. Okay. I guess it's not owner specific. All right. Are you stepping up to fight my Thief of Sanity, Goosey Goose? I think you are. Yep, you get to crumb up. Do your thing. Vraska, yep. Again. Bantu. Seems fine. Seems okay. Oh, they took a cat instead. We got to take that cat. Actually, that doesn't help, right? No, it doesn't help. Taking the cat won't do anything. Because they can just pull it out of the graveyard. But what does do something? I guess we're going to need to kill this opponent? That's scary. Let's get in that hand. So we can take away Vraska. They can't play the Massacre Girl next turn. If they draw an untapped land, they can't Massacre Girl and Cat. Cat's going to provide a ton of card advantage. It's going to get messy. We could leave them with the Vraska and hope they tap out to play it, and Thassa's intervention them to hold their turn. It keeps them from using their cat for a turn. It's not terrible. But if we take this, we can also play a Trees and then counter the Massacre Girl the next turn. We could also play the Murderous Rider, but that's not nearly as good because it will just get brick-walled by the cat. So, you. Away with you. Oh, I can't play a Trees this turn. Why am I so bad? I'm tilted. I'm definitely tilted today. Keeps on top. Must be nice. Kitty kitty. Here, kitty kitty. Get ready for the clicks. The clicks have begun. All of the clicks. A third oven, okay. Yeah, we can't race that. So what do I need to find? They need to have a Thrashing Brontodon. Ooh, if I had my own Mayhem Devil, that would be something. The opponent just took one, but maybe I can find one with the Thief of Sanity. Could have countered that. God, I'm playing so badly. So tilted. Doesn't do enough, right? Like, there's no way I can do enough sacrificing to get the Corvold to be lethal, and we still have to stop the opponent's Mayhem Devil. So, let's take that. They have a blessing, but that's okay. And now we're intervening, but how much damage am I taking? 1, 2, 1, 2... Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's so close to dead. No real way to gain this life back. I guess I could draw Erebos' intervention. This is not enjoyable. This is not the good life right here. Oh, we could draw the Cling to Dust too and get the cat exiled. If everything lined up perfect. Come on. Just come on, man. Just come on. Alright. Cat and Oven. I've got one turn cycle to figure out how to gain some life or stop this cat. That's not going to do it this turn cycle, is it? Not at all. Alright. Thief of Sanity. Got something that makes some food, huh? Man, Thief of Sanity, you are a letdown. Alright, so I don't see a way to get back in this. I guess if I hit Cling to Dust and my opponent plays really badly. The Erebos' intervention was the other one that could try to exile the cat, but they just have 2 foods, so I can't possibly get around it. This is 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's game. Ah! I deserve that, though. I did not have fun in this match. I did not. But maybe you had some fun with this video. My beloved Dimir control. Still weak. Still poor. But there's always Pioneer, where Inverter of Truth continues to run the yard. And if we had Inverter of Truth with our Thassa's Oracles, maybe there would be hope for Dimir. If you want, go ahead. Do Cry of the Canarium. Put that in your deck. Tell yourself that will solve your problems. Cut your Thief of Sanities. Add some Rituals of Soot. Play a more controlling, longer game. But I promise you, only pain awaits you. I've been down that road. Maybe a different video, we can show how much that hurts. Oh well. We did get to hit the opponent with Thief of Sanity a few times today, but it was bittersweet. Close games, though. I'll play better next time. Thanks for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.